Hi, and welcome to the reading for August 22nd through the 28th. This is general overall energy overview for the week. We dip a little into the astrology, a lot into the tarot, and we check out what the energy is. I want to thank you so much for joining me. If you're joining me for the live chat, I do this every Sunday night at 7:30. We'll do a live chat for the week. Ooh, 2 on that. And getting bonus cards here from Spirit. Our overall energy for the week is the Ace of Swords. Truth and clarity coming through. I did the videos already for each individual sign. Those are available here on YouTube. I encourage you to check those out. The Ace of Swords came up a lot in everybody's overall readings, but here it is. It looks like a billy goat. It says mental clarity and foundation. This is perfect for what we're dealing with here because we have... Let's see if I can find a spot. There we go. We have, I'm going to pause and change the lighting. Hold on. You won't miss me. Sorry about that. I always forget when I use this deck that I have to change the lighting around. Okay, so here we have this billy goat, Ace of Feathers. So the billy goat, it's grounded. We have the sun moving into Virgo at 11:16 p.m. on Monday. The energy is really shifting with this, and I pulled cards already for the Facebook daily readings. I haven't gone through and done them yet, but I got to tell you, there's not a bad card in it. I'm super excited about the energy this week. So we have all this energy this week of shifting into creative problem solving, planning ahead. Mercury is very active. Mercury is going to shift later this week into Virgo. Out of Virgo into Libra. It does that on Thursday. And so it's setting up, it's already in shadow. So the plans you're making this week, you're going to rework them. It's part of the shadow energy that's going to get run over a couple of times. So you have about 6 weeks to really solidify a plan. The new moon that we're having at the end of the week happens at 4 degrees of Virgo. It happens on Saturday morning at 4:17 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And what's really interesting to me about this moon isn't the new moon. The new moon doesn't have a lot going on. It's getting triggered by what's happening when Mars goes into Gemini. Mars is in Gemini now, and it's going to be triggering that. It's going to be that irritating energy, and Mars is flowing with the energy of a lot of the other planets. And so the full moon on February 24th of 2024, that's when this plan that you're creating this week really gets the big play. So it's almost as though you're getting ready to shift into a whole new arena of your life. You're trying to create balance. Virgo always wants you to create balance between your work and your life. How do you make your life work better, flow better in some way? Now, what exact arena of your life that you're making those changes in depends on what's going on in your life and where Virgo falls into your chart. But by that February of 24, we're going to be... it's a big letting go, a big release. So if you're starting a business, that's probably when you see that it really takes off. Or if you're in the middle of working toward changing careers or something, and you're doing some extra training, that might be when you're ready to launch, or you're ready to launch a website or something. It's 18 months. It sounds like a long time, but let's face it, how fast has this past year moved? I know 2020 went super slow, but after that, it started getting really busy, and then we're in that busy again. And so Ace of Swords this week, as the overall energy, is really asking you to focus on sharpening up that quill pen, so to speak, and starting to make a plan using clarity and discernment. And we have a lot of support for that. So the 2 cards that came out this week from the Energy Oracle deck, we have the Thinking Woman. This is about wisdom and understanding and clarity coming in, and the Templed Path. This is soul purpose. This is heading down the path that really makes a difference. And so the choices and the changes that you're making in your life right now have far-reaching effects. And even though this week seems to be gentle and very supportive energy, I want to remind you that it's not a time to sit back and do nothing. It is a time to start thinking and getting clear. You don't actually have to start the work. You start the work of thinking really hard, like actually putting something on paper, even if it's a bar napkin, right? It could be a bar napkin. Why not? Great businesses have been planned that way. So with it comes, I have a balanced relationship with time, and I use time well. There's the beautiful picture that goes with it. I have a balanced relationship with time. I use time well. That is so perfect for this Virgo energy, and that Mercury in retrograde is at like the last degrees, and so it is trining with the Lord of Karma there, Pluto up there in Capricorn, which is all about time and structure. And see how it's all working together. So we have some really great energy working for us, and Virgo energy really shows up a lot. And Virgo is about creating structure, using the mind in order to do it. And I enjoy the serendipity of life. The unexpected can be wonderful. So I'm waiting to see what these cards have to say, but there's a need to be a little flexible, right? Virgo season is a mutable energy. It allows for and encourages you to not be so set in your ways and be willing to make changes. And after that last full moon we had, that was so hard on fixed signs, I think we all can agree that wanting to be willing to move a little and be a little more flexible is the way to go. Wow, holy cow. Okay, so the temple path, no kidding. Here we go. All right, so that was the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Feathers here. And here, the key to the situation is the Page of Swords, the Page of Feathers. So we have a raccoon depicted in it, and it says exploration and discovery. This is in your heart space. This week we go into our heart space and we say, okay, so what is it that my heart really wants me to do? Because the temple path would be totally about following your dream, your vision of the future, where it is you want to go and what it is that you want to do. So this is an opportunity this week to really explore what really matters to you. If you could have anything you wanted and the sky was the limit, because it actually is, what would you choose to do? And so there's a lot of clarity this week about getting very clear on what it is you want. You have been thinking about this. In the recent past, we have the sun. It's the hummingbird. The hummingbird beats its wings at like 40 beats per minute. Like, it's super fast. I think your heart's like 50. So it's almost that fast. And so as you are trying to 50 beats seems wrong. Do not quote me on that at all. That seems so wrong. But I can't think when I'm a channel, but I'm like my side of the brain that has all the sciencey stuff going on goes, that's right. So I'm going with not right. All right, so the sun. The hummingbird is a highly spiritual. It raises the frequency and the vibration around you. I actually plant flowers on my balcony to encourage they're for the butterflies and the hummingbirds, and I am rewarded most of the summer with hummingbirds. I have a nesting pair that hang out here on a daily basis. And so there is something about their energy and their vibration that just feels good, right? When you see a hummingbird, your soul is lifted. When you see the sun, come out on a cloudy day, it lifts your spirit. And so you've been thinking about what really lifts my spirit, what really brings me up in this world, frequency, raising your frequency and your vibration. And so if you haven't been getting out much, and try to get as much sunlight as you can while you can. I think that many of us have been feeling like our intuition feels a little blocked or stuck. It's hard. A regular daily meditation practice is highly encouraged. That could be walking. If you go for a walk every day without, your earphones in, and you're just listening to nature and taking in the messages of nature and not thinking out a problem, just actually observing and being where you are, that's a meditation. And that allows you to open your mind and your heart to what Spirit's bringing forward. Sometimes standing in the shower can do that for you. A really great practice to open up your thought patterns and create new neural pathways is like take a shower in the dark and use your non-dominant hand because you're so focused on what you're doing that it kind of allows your brain to be opened and bring in more ideas. So here we have the High Priestess in the area of where you've been feeling like anxiety around it. I don't know if I trust my intuition. I don't feel like I'm getting good intuitional hits. And so creating a daily practice will allow you to open up that area of your life. It says intuition and sacred knowledge, the High Priestess. It is a lynx, those big old ears tuned in. And so allowing space to tune in. We have, for the obstacle, we've got the Nine of Crystals, which is like the Nine of Pentacles, security and abundance, and the Knight of Crystals, endurance and determination. And it's a camel and a spider. And a spider is often about what you're trying to create, right? You're trying to create this security and abundance. And this camel, he's very solid, looking to the future, but he is standing still. I think that it feels like things are going really slow and you wish they would speed up. Well, it's Virgo season, nothing's speeding up. We've got Uranus turning retrograde on Wednesday. We've got Mercury already in shadow, heading toward retrograde on the 9th. So there is, it's slowing down time. And I think it's slowing down to think, to plan, to assess, to soak in the last bits of the summer sun while you can here in the northern hemisphere. And if you're in the southern hemisphere, then it's nice, right? You're like starting to see the weather shifting and changing there. The energy shifts at the equinox that comes up in just a couple of weeks, and so we're starting to feel that energy. So I want to say glide into it. So yes, moving slowly. It feels like things are moving too slowly, but it's a time to lay foundation, to really plan, to do the thinking, so that it's hard. The Temple Path says to me also that, that you pick a path. If you don't know where you're going, how can you start making a plan? So this week, it's about getting very clear on what is the ultimate goal? What is the purpose? The purpose, by the way, is joy. So what brings joy? The way you transform the situation, we have the Two of Wands, insight and focus. Insight and focus. This bird is coming in for landing, but it can only land in one spot. There might be two spots that look good, but he needs to pick one. There might be two, maybe it's a hawk, I can't really tell, but maybe it's coming in and there's a bunch of sparrows. Okay, so I was walking one day on campus, and you could hear all the little sparrows underneath. There was a hedge, and it was covered in snow, and they were darting in and out, and they were singing, and it was so cute. And then out of freaking nowhere, here comes this hawk. He goes flying in under one side, and all the sparrows come flying out the other. Well, not all, right? Because the hawk stayed in there for a while, and I guess he got lunch. And so I guess what my point is that he had to pick one. There were so many, and if he had tried to pick more than one at a time, or he'd been, confused and distracted, he would have ended up without lunch. He got lunch. It wasn't great for the sparrow that he picked. But that it's about choosing something. Deciding what you want to do and where you want to go with the situation and how you want to manage it. And that is totally up to you. It's always up to you. But right now, Spirit says, I remember I would say, Spirit, tell me, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? And I could never get an answer. And I think that might be where a lot of you are. Like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. Just tell me what to do and I'll do it. And one day, loud and clear, I heard, it doesn't work that way. I'm like, what? What do you mean it doesn't work that way? Why doesn't it work that way? I want it to work that way. And Spirit said, you decide what you want to do. We will open doors for you. So this is a week where you decide what you want to do, and then you surrender the path. Being on the temple path doesn't necessarily mean that you have, where all the stones are going to be laid, but you have the materials to start laying them and the flexibility to change direction. And see how there's a spiral to it? It wasn't a straight line. It's not a straight line. And so there will be, over the course of the next 18 months, I don't think you can really plan out every step along the way, but you can certainly plan the first few and can certainly have the vision of where it is that you are going and where it is that you are heading. Wow. Okay, so action. We have the Seven of Acorns, determination, and stamina. So again, that endurance and stamina coming through. But we have the Love card, and it's this choice and trust. And this is two wolves. We have two wolves, and the Seven of Acorns looks a lot like a badger to me. Okay, so the choice you make is major. It's a major choice. It will affect not only you, but those around you. The Seven of Acorns says what has growth potential and what does not. So this is a time of a discernment, right? The thinking woman, wisdom and understanding. What has worked before, what's working. There's an analytical part to this. Of course it is. Of course it is. We've got Mercury and the Sun at the beginning of the week, both in Virgo, and then Mercury moves into an air sign, also about analyzing. Also that energy of the lovers, right? Venus is ruled by Venus rules Libra, and Libra is about relationship balance. And so this has to be something that brings everything in your life into balance, every aspect of it. And this is about managing your time well, and the choices and the decisions that you make are all around that, because here you're thinking about the Nine of Cups, the Nine of Shells, gratitude and fulfillment. That's what's on your brain. That's what you're thinking about, but it's in the house of the abundance. So you have the opportunity here to create emotional abundance, financial abundance, mental abundance, whatever it is that you have the opportunity over the course of this month, but you're setting it up right now for really a plan that's going to take a little while to get all the pieces flowing together. 18 months you have until that moon is full to really figure out what you can do, how can you create true abundance in all of the highest forms, I am abundant in all of the highest forms is a great mantra. I am abundant in all the highest forms. I am always in the right place at the right time with the right people and the right opportunities. I see them and I recognize them with clarity. It is with ease that I know what my next step is. And I surrender to the opportunities that appear before me as if by magic, and I know, and I will trust my intuition, and I will follow the correct path, because I know that I'm always in the right place at the right time with the right people and the right opportunities. Wow. I'm going to have to play that back. I have no idea what all I said. There we go. I love when I channel like that. It's fun. Okay, so here we go. Two of Cups. In the heart space. Two of Cups. Two of Shells. The little love birds here. There's a lot of opportunity here for you to create an environment where you can literally have it all. The door to value shows up later this week. That is about financial abundance. We got the cornucopia showing up later this week. We have a new journey coming in. We only have these beautiful things, but also the card of rest and rejuvenation. It is about creating balance in your life. What are you going to do? What changes are you going to make? Because as this week concludes, we have the big card of change. It's a 5, okay? So the 5 is the Hierophant. And the 5, when it's the Hierophant, 5 is change. The Hierophant, a lot of people think that's the structure that you have to adhere to. And yes, in a way it is. But it's not the religious order. It's the universal order. And the universal order is this. What you focus on, where your intention goes, the energy flows. You can feed your dream or you can feed your doubts. Whichever one you feed wins. Whichever one you feed. So feed the dream, feed the goals, feed what you want. Use your determination and your endurance, and trust that the choice you are making will be supported by the universe. The Lover's card, choice and trust. That is almost as though you are in partnership with the universe. Okay? Yes, it's a choice that affects your life in major ways and the people around you. Yes, you have a partnership that you should be definitely working with for many of you, right? But even if you're single, you're not alone. You are in partnership with Spirit. So trust the partnership. They're not going to let you down. There's a lot of opportunity for clarity. So here we have the hawk, and now we have the eagle. This is the higher perspective. But again, he looks like he's coming in for a landing. Divine wisdom and spiritual power. Wisdom and understanding and the sacred path. You know, I really can't make this stuff up. Just wouldn't be as much fun. This week is about choosing your purpose, choosing the direction you want to go in. You're going to have 6 weeks to really work out this plan. And this is, and then you have, another, from now, about 18 months to work the plan, to make the big shifts. This is a methodical process. This is not the rapid sudden change of a lightning bolt coming in. It's not that energy. It is the energy of sustainability, that the changes you make can totally change your life and change it in a very positive way. So what are you going to feed? Your doubts and your insecurities, or your hopes, your goals, and your dreams? I really, really wish you feeding the hopes, the goals, and the dreams. And enjoy the journey. Every step along the way, even when there's obstacles that you encounter, don't feed the doubts. Feed the joy to the journey, to the dreams. All right, you guys take great care. Check out your readings for this week, and you can catch me on Facebook, where I will go every day through these other cards, and we will cover the energy of the day a little bit deeper into the astrology there. You guys take great care. It was lovely chatting with you, for those that checked in with me tonight, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Take care.